If you really feel like listening to a crazy, silly argument, ask somebody what's the most important meal of the day. You'll get a handful of people that will tell you breakfast. You'll get a handful of people tell you the meal after you work out. If you're doing intermittent fasting, it's the first meal after you break your fast. All these different supporting people and their differing opinions, when in reality, the most important meal you eat is the one you're eating right now. You see, there isn't something magical. Yes, you can get into the science, you can get into the nutrition and all, but for the average person, what you're eating right now has more impact than what you ate earlier, than what you ate yesterday, than what you're going to eat later on. Because the meal that you're eating right now can dictate where you go from here. You see, if I had a bad meal by someone's standards, while I'm eating it, I'm going to feel guilty. How I treat myself throughout that guilt, throughout that meal, and afterward will determine where I go. If I can just get through it, get past it, move on mentally, grow from it, then it's not a bad meal. It's just a meal I ate. And then the next one that I'm going to be eating is the most important. You see, everything needs to be understood within the context of everything you're doing, within the big picture. So if I ate a bad meal, but it's the only meal that I've eaten like that over the course of a month, it wasn't bad. It's not going to hurt me. But if I eat that continuously, because I never change my habits, because I never think about the ramifications of what I'm doing, I don't think about my habits going forward and how they impact my physical health, my mental health, my spiritual health, and instead just eat for the sake of eating, well, then every meal is going to be the bad meal. So make sure you understand that where you are right now is the most important point to be. And therefore, the most important meal is the one that you're on. So think about what's going to work for you, what's going to propel you forward, what's going to move you toward where you want to be, and then do that. If you find yourself sitting down and you're eating something that isn't part of your program, why, you can stop right there if you want, or maybe you just keep it to a moderate amount, and then you clean up everything going forward. Take the time to think about what you're doing. Don't just go through the motions. And make sure that you eat the most important meal right now.